All right, here we are. We're going this on a Thursday night. It's a big night. Basically, this is a celebration as well. A lot of hard work has come into it. It's been a long time coming. You see some familiar faces here, or particularly to my right, the mad scientist, the one who started off with a thought. The thought started off into a dream. The dream started into some work, and the work has turned into 1,000 subscribers. And we could do it without each and every last one of you guys, from YouTube to Facebook, to IG, all that. And we want to send here, we want to, one, on the show, and also to congratulate the Atlanta Falcons Nation family, but also to celebrate the fans that have been with us since day one, that have come with us and roll with us, and may have disagreed with us. No matter what your affiliation, no matter what your team may be, it's like you stuck with us, and now it's like a celebration for all the hard work that you have done, putting up with our BS, but also for the hard work that we have done. So, off to my side is the mad scientist, the one, the only Mad Mike.
Yeah.
Damn, man. That's how y'all do it in New York. They say everything in New York is bigger, man. Bigger and better. That's how y'all do up there?
Oh, I'm a talker, man.
Gotta give the good intro.
Damn. I'm used to the best intro. Shit, you done put me in my place, man. Hey, man, look.
Dude, I'm a Paul Heyman of this shit, man.
Hey, I love it, man. That man said Paul Heyman. Oh, I love it. Hey, I'm gonna say this. This is a humbling experience, man. And you might see a little bit of emotion out of me that you typically not, but like this right here, man. Like I don't think people realize like how big of a grind and how big of an accomplishment this is for not only myself but Miss Maggie, who's coming shortly. She wanted to give her words on, just like what we've been through. This is a 10-year journey, and a lot of people don't know this has been a 10-year journey for myself and Maggie. So, bro, we've been through all types of grind. We've seen failures, and I'm talking about a lot of failures. I fell on my ass plenty of times. I didn't even know how good I was at this. I did not have confidence in myself. I didn't know this is something I was good at. So a lot of these people up here, you see a lot of content creators, you see a lot of stars and say, oh, I was born to do this. A lot of them wasn't born to do this. A lot of them didn't have confidence. You had to get to that point. Now we're at that point. All right, now I'm at that point. I grinded. And myself, Maggie, she grinded, and damn, here she goes. All right, she did it, and look, man, we couldn't have done it without y'all getting to 1,000 subscribers less than a year. When it took me damn near 3 years to get to 1,000, it took me almost 3 years to get to 1,000, and we do it in less than a year, all because of you guys. All right, so this is a humbling experience. This is a real experience for me, man. Rich, Magnus, J Rock, like everybody who's been a part of AFN, past and present, man. Like I said, I thank everybody, Tonio, Big Low, everybody who's been a part of us, and the Travis. Like I can go on and on and on. Everybody who's ever had any hand in AFN or just along, just along the ride. Man, I thank you guys, but this goes more to the people, man, the nation, the Falcons Nation, the Atlanta Falcons fans that stay with us. They know that we're not gonna get no bullshit. You're not gonna get no bullshit. You're not gonna get no fake shit. You're not gonna get that politically correct bullshit that you see on ESPN. You're gonna get that rough, raw, and we're gonna get that bitch to an NFL player and let him give that motherfucker rough and raw. All right, that's what the fuck you gonna get
Shots
here.
fired.
All right, I hope you
Shots
got
fired.
I love you gonna give it to. So, Miss Maggie, go ahead and give your 2 cents, your 5 cents, your 12 cents, your 1,000 cents. How about that?
My 1,000 cents. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to us tonight. And As you see, we have some familiar faces on here joining us. You know, I appreciate them being on. They have been a part of this 1,000 milestone that we created. And like Mike said, me and Mike been doing AFN for about 10 years now, a decade. When it started all off just on the Facebook group, that changed into Facebook pages because y'all wanted the news and updates. We gave it to you. Then it's like, you know what? Mike started Mike Sports. He wanted to come on YouTube and do his thing. And next thing you know, it was like, you know what? AFN needs a YouTube. So, but we wasn't going to do it alone. We could have been extremely selfish because AFN before YouTube has always been just me and Mike. But we wanted to open up a platform for individuals like this, that content creators that don't put out that false narrative, like somebody said in the chat. We're real. And we can admit that we can be wrong sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We're not experts, but we do our due diligence of looking at the facts, bringing you the facts and the stats and nothing but the truth, you know? So at least we can try, you know, and we also invite people on like former players and things like that. And we want to continue bringing you guys that. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I just kind of wanted to give my, you know, I'm happy. We have made it to 1K. I know we've been pitching it. We've been pitching it all week. Miss Maggie been on that promo mode every 5 minutes.
Been getting on my ass, cussing my ass out, all that. All right, so
That's why we family, you know. Family ain't supposed to get along all the time, you know, just like everyone's supposed to be 100% right all the time. You know what I mean? Like, just because, like, we say something is like, oh, we think such and such should go at 4, and you going to get that too. It's like, we going to start arguing in the comments. So this is just a kumbaya moment right now, but we are going to start arguing soon about who we going to take at 4. So let's just get this little niceness out the way, and then, you know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
right.
Yo, what's up? Yo, Big Rich, talk to him, man.
Hey, Rich.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Those of you who don't know me, my name is Rich. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You already know we in the house. You know, represent AFN. It goes a long way. Thanks to all the fans for subscribing, you know, sharing the content. It means a lot. And it's just the beginning. More content is coming, you know, so let's get it going. I'm excited.
Okay.
All right, so I guess that's it, huh? So I guess we're going to jump right into it.
Man, you running this thing. Come on, man. You the host.
Okay, so we just got past all that. So now, can we talk about Mr. Pitts? I ain't gonna call him Kyle no more because when you want to 4-4 and you do that many times on the bench press, I'm gonna call you Mr. Pitts. So now,
Wow.
can we talk about Mr. Pitts being yo, my man Pitts just made himself a lot of money. That dude probably just jumped from top 10 to possibly top 5. And possibly he might be trying on some black and red soon, because I think that if we talk about BPA, if we talk about best player available, if we talk about Terry Fonson not saying that off rip that I'm taking the best player available and we just want to have competition and let the chips fall where they may, what's going to happen is, like, I think that either two things is going to happen. Either somebody's going to blow us away with a deal and we trade back.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they gonna have to blow us away with a deal. I'm talking about like a king ransom, or we're gonna take BPA, and more than likely that's gonna be Mr. Pitts. I know people saying like they'll sue or whatever like that, but I think it's gonna be Mr. Pitts. I'm not calling him Kyle no more. That's Mr. Pitts. The wingspan that long, yeah, Mr. Pitts. What you got, Mike?
Hey, I'll say this because I'm still up in the air as far as where we're going. I don't know. As Kevin always says, we don't damn know what the hell's gonna go on. We don't damn know. We don't damn know. But I will say this: when a player meets with the team 3 times, all right, that's a huge sign for me that the Falcons are serious about a guy like Kyle Pitts, and I see exactly why. I can see why, but when it all comes down to it, man, should the Falcons do it? I don't believe in any of these quarterbacks. I've said this over there. I don't believe in any of these quarterbacks being taken in the top. I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence, even though he's the best. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback, that great of a quarterback. I think he's talented. Can he be a good quarterback, a great quarterback? He can, but I just don't believe it. I believe he's one of those quarterbacks that's been privileged to have great talent around him. He's never really had to go through, outside of Alabama, and that Alabama team wasn't the best team at the moment, at the time. But outside of Alabama, he never really had a struggle in college. He's always had elite talent at Clemson. So outside of that, like, do I believe in Justin Fields? Hell no, I don't believe in Justin Fields. Do I believe in Trey Lance? Hell to the no. Like, who the hell, like, man, playing? Come on, bro. A division, like, we're talking about, he playing against scrubs, practice squad level players, and you want him to be our franchise leader? Nah, I'm good on that. So, Kyle Pitts, man, that's the unpopular. The Falcons need a lot of issues been dealt with on the defense side of the ball, but when you look at Kyle Pitts, man, if there's anybody in this draft that you can't pass on, this guy's just a damn freak of fucking nature. He's the absolute freak of nature. I've never seen a guy 6'6" can run a freaking 4. Just think about that. 4'4", 6'6", bro. That's insane. I don't see how anybody can pass on that. I'm just being real.
Right. Another thing to add on to that, Mike, what I was able to see from the pro day and as well as other people was that Kyle Pitts was able to get out of his break very well, quick in and out. And you're able to see the change of direction that he's able to do and able to provide for a quarterback. He's a big target that you can't miss. Talk about red zone. That's a guy, he will make a big impact in the red zone for the Falcons. And last month, typically wouldn't be having this conversation saying drafting a tight end at 4, man, that's too high. But screw that. We all see those numbers. Those numbers don't lie.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, if they're talking about this guy, his measurables is rivaling that of like Calvin Johnson. I mean, we're talking about this dude's catch radius. Like this dude, I said it. I think I tweeted it, and I said this dude is like Plastic Man. Like the guy's arms is ridiculous. Like I never see like length like that. Like arm length like that. So you could talk about. And Shannon Sharp actually said this on Undisputed. They said if the Falcons draft him at 4, that's it. It's over. Good luck trying to stop this team because with what he brings to the table, plus what Arthur Smith calling the plays. See, there it is right there. Because we don't have, shout out to K Styles, former friend, calling the plays anymore. We got somebody that's going to bring rules and imagination, to the play calling. So he's probably just salivating. And also, just think about this: is when Julio does go out to take a breather, which he will, because he's on like a pitch count. That man can split out wide and become an X or a Z receiver, or he can go into the slot, or you could put Hurst in the slot, move Pitts to the X, and then have Ridley at the Z. So it's like, what are you going to do? How do you stop that? So it's like you have to really think about that. Just for a quick second, it's like you can think about just all the ways that you can motion him around and move him around. But again, we know exactly how we've been arguing for the past week or 2 weeks, with fans, exactly who they should take, at 4. And a certain person's pro day was like a couple of days ago or something like that. And then all of a sudden, everybody started it up again. What's his name? Justin Fields. I know a lot of people that's in the nature, this what's his name?
Fields kid.
You might as well call him Jesus the way they praising this dang dude.
Yeah.
The dude could beat out damn Jake Fromm, but they think he's Jesus. He think he the new. They think he's the goddamn new the what what the word they use? The generational talent. He's a generational talent. Come on, bro.
What generational talent you know can't beat Northwestern? That.
Northwestern.
Yeah,
on, bro.
I guess like personally speaking, like, we're all in agreement that at number 4 we should be with Pitts, right? Or it's like, is there some kind of like
I'm
any
saying
shakiness on that?
if he's available, we're talking about best player available. Why not? You know what I'm saying? We know what he can do. Part of with Arthur Smith being that he loves 12 personnel. When you start out in 12 personnel, there's so many things you can do with it. Right?
Ooh,
I start out with double tight, and then now if one guy motion out now, it's
3
it's hard for
He goes into the shotgun. Pitts goes into the slot. Oh my god, I'm just having a wet dream just thinking about it. Like you got on one side, you got Calvin on the other side, you got Pitts and Hurst in the middle of the field, and you got this big ass running back who's a damn bowling ball behind that.
One thing that I noticed with Kyle Pitts in his film is that he's able to get away from defenders, you know, and he's able to have the awareness to see a defender and stiff arm them and extend that long arm where he's not going to get tackled down and he's going to be able to finish plays. And he's also see how the physicality that he has in his game. He plays very tough. And he talks a lot of shit too. He even said it. He talks shit. Like, I'm getting ahead. He already said, I'm getting ahead. You know, attack you mentally, physically. You want that guy.
We need that. Oh my god, I'm proud of him. Look, I'm proud of him, soft ass dude. Like I said, I got respect for Ricardo, but Ricardo's soft as shit. All right, he's soft as shit. He can't hit. He's little as hell, and he doesn't talk shit. How the hell you a safety? You're not a shit talker. How are you a safety? You're not a shit talker. Seriously? Either you knock somebody the hell out, or you talking shit. He's neither. Ain't nobody afraid of him.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy playing a position that requires you to be a dog. You know. Because when you play safety, you have to have a screw loose. I play safety. You got to have a screw loose out there. You cannot be back there being like a born again Christian. You're supposed to separate man from ball. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't care if your mama understands or whatever like that. Okay, I don't care if your mama. I don't care. I don't care.
That's Coach Rico. That's Coach Rico right there. I seen the Bengals signed him. I don't know. I'm not too sure if the Bengals are on our schedule or not. But you know. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Good luck to that in the AFC North, but I mean, whatever. We don't care about none of that. Like whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do. Just like with KZ, you know, it's all good. Just like with Keanu Neal. I mean, I had to go back and forth with a lot of people like on Keanu Neal, but the best business decision was, you know, to let him walk. You know, because I don't think we'll be able to get a Copeland or a Bullard, who today I think is a very underrated signing. We're going to be doing a lot of multiple, which is a lot of 3-4, heavy 4-3. It's like a guy like Jonathan Bullard. Look up his tape. It's going to be one of those underrated signings, and even getting Stephen Meeks back, because I believe that he may not even have his hand in the dirt. He might be standing up rushing the passer. So we're going to be sending a lot of looks at, you know, like quarterbacks coming in this upcoming year. We're not playing this year. Am I saying Super Bowl before the chat come at me? Okay, before a cancel culture holler at me or whatever, it's like, no, I'm not saying the Super Bowl, but we will be competitive this year. I have absolute faith in Terry Fontenot, and I have absolute faith in Arthur Smith, and I don't think they come in here to wet the bed. And now if you got Arthur Blank at the top, and now he's being more vocal, and he's saying like, you know what, I'm tired of shit. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being an embarrassment in the NFL. I just saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go from worst to first, and I'm tired of seeing that. He's tired of it. He's competitive. And he has a lot of, but first of all, the way this man operates, is like he's a winner. That's what he is, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to put a winning team, a winning product on the field, one, to make money, but also he said that the fans of Atlanta deserve it and need it. Why not? I mean, how many owners actually say that? I mean, you could take it for face value all you want, but I never seen no owners come out and say like, "Yeah, I want to win for the fans. I want to win for the city because the city actually deserves it." Not for the bottom line, but because the city actually deserves it. Plain and simple. And he got the people in place. I mean, you got Arthur Smith and then you got Dean Pease. If you're not salivating right now on what can happen on this defense this year, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Those are two hard-nosed coaches, man. That's too hard. Like I said, I don't know how you don't get up for these guys, man. So I'll say this. I've seen many different types of Falcons teams. I've seen many different types of Falcons team, and this is by far the softest. The last couple of years, this is probably the softest that I've ever seen this team. All they want to do is throw the ball and play cover three. For the last 2-3 years, that's all we played. That's all we did. Throw the ball and play cover three. We didn't want to run the ball. We didn't want to fight. We didn't want to cuss each other out. We didn't want to get in each other's shit on the sideline. We didn't want to fire coaches. We wanted to bring in coaches that were our best friends in this place, and he coached me. Then like I got a strong relationship with this guy. Fuck you and your damn relationship. How about getting the guy like goddamn Brian Costa is gonna come in here, cuss a motherfucker out, get the best out of him, slap him around, spit on him if you need to. Bill Romanowski their ass. Spit in their damn face. We need some Trump ass guys. We need that. When the last time we seen somebody on the edge on this team? Nobody. We have nobody that teeters on the edge on this team. No one. We need, maybe I take that back. Keanu was the guy that teetered on the edge. That's it. Outside of Keanu, that was it. I'm sick of it.
Was a tone setter.
And that's it. And that's why people love him. Keanu was terrible in coverage. Let's be real. That's why he tore his ACL. That's why he tore his Achilles. Because his ass is terrible in coverage. He's not a coverage guy. But he was a tone setter. That's what the Falcons needed. And we need more guys like that. That's why I'm excited about a Dean Pease. That's why I'm excited about a guy like Arthur. Look, I said this before. Arthur Smith, the dude looked like he is a serial killer. Look in his eyes. You tell me that man look cool. Okay, you can tell that man. He got it.
Yo, my man got a trunk and a basement full of bodies. Okay, yo, the dude looks like Hannibal Lecter. Like he will eat your face. Every time that I see this man, what's that, Rich?
I said you guys are totally right on that. But what I also see is he's serious. You know what I'm saying? He knows that he has a chance to really turn things around. Like this new regime, they're getting a big shot right now. At least a 3 to 5 year window to get things going. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big opportunity for him, for the Falcons. Terry Fontenot. Like there's a chance. So got to be serious.
The funny thing is that youth is hungry. It's one thing about saying that, when you have like older guys, it's like established, or I had a Hall of Fame defense here or whatever like that. Another thing is when you're been trying to grind and scrape and claw, similar to what I ain't trying to kiss nobody's ass, similar to what Mad Mike did. Or anybody, look at your story. If you ever did anything great in your life, you had to scrape and claw, and you finally got that brass ring. That's exactly what happened. That's why he got emotional. And look back at his press conference. That's why he got emotional in his press conference, talking about like when the Saints GM Mickey Loomis took a flyer on someone that was right out of college, and and he had to grind and sit there and drive the road. I mean, look at the life of a scout. The life of a scout is fucking lonely and it's boring. The fact that he saw the end game was like, I'm trying to make it to a GM and I'm trying to change the team. It may not be here, but I'm going to change the team. Secondly, is that who saw Tennessee coming 2 or 3 years ago? I did not see that team coming in the AFC Championship. Who saw that team coming with oh my God, Ryan Tannehill? With Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Right.
And the only reason, let me say this, the only reason, I know a lot of people are going to sit there and come for me, though. I think the only reason why Tennessee lost that game is because they decided to put it in Ryan Tannehill's hands. They didn't have a capable quarterback to finish that game. King Henry was running like a madman, but they didn't have somebody to actually finish that game. So nobody saw Tennessee coming 2 years ago. Maybe it can happen again, but he did change that team. Nobody actually saw that team coming. It's always like one team every year that you're like, damn, what the fuck? You know, Cleveland was that this year. You know, who saw Cleveland be able to turn it around like that quick? It can happen. Like one thing about like football is like it could be a quick turnaround year to year. You know, you just have to get certain pieces in place and certain people out of there, like Farmer Friend. And let's see what happens. Be a little bit optimistic, eh? Okay, be a little bit optimistic. My next topic I like to say is like, okay, now if we're in agreement of taking Fields, I mean not Fields. Oh my God, I actually said his name. Pitts, Mr. Pitts. Let's just say that we take Pitts, right? Sewell's off the board. Slade's off the board. Do you think that we're going to trade back in to get Najee? I don't think that we need to. Honestly, I don't think that running back now is of prime importance now. But who do you think that we could be taking at possibly 35?
I'll say this. I actually would trade up for a guy like Andre Cisco. Cisco, when you look at him, he got some Ed Reed. I don't care what nobody says. That dude got some Ed Reed. He's like, he may not be the best. He may not be the best tackler. He may not be the most athletic, but you can't teach instinct. You know when you see a player that this dude is going to be special. He may not have the biggest vertical. He may not run the fastest. He may not run a 4.4 or 4.3. But when you look at Cisco, the dude is always around the ball. Always in the right places to get the proper hit. He's not going to knock you out. He's not going to wow you with any, crazy speed. But he's just always around the ball. That's what you want from a safety. That's what you want, a strong safety or free safety. You just want these guys to be around the ball. Cam Townsend was one of those guys. He wasn't the fastest, but he just had a knack to just find the ball. That's what I look in safeties. If you can always find the ball as a safety, I want you on my team. So if I'm the Falcons, I'm looking at Cisco with the 35. I'm looking at Cisco, man. And like I said, Trevor Moore, all those guys, Richie Grant. I love Richie Grant. But with Cisco, one thing I cannot ignore with him is that ball hawk. And it reminds me of a guy like Ed Reed. It reminds me of Honey Badger. Honey Badger is what? Barely 200 pounds? The dude like 200 pounds, 210. But the dude always around the ball and he hits. He don't knock you out. He is well enough to make you go down. And that's what I want in my safeties.
I like that pick, Mike. I like that pick a lot. I honestly would take him too. Just to add on to what you were saying, being that Dean Pease, he's gonna really be in that one high safety. We need that guy to touch each sideline, east and west, and being an enforcer. You got to be versatile, do all these different things. I'm not versatile, adaptable. Excuse me. Got to take that.
That's a word, brother. Key word, man. Adaptable.
With a 35 pick, I'll go with Davion Nixon. Davion Nixon is a defensive tackle from Iowa. If you guys haven't heard about him, watch the film on this guy. This kid gives you a vertical pass rush, pressure up the middle. When you're talking about the guys who we're playing against in our division, going against Tom Brady, Jameis Winston, probably whoever it is in Carolina, match up somebody next to Grady, get him going upfield, and let's cause chaos. You know, we know for the past few years for the Falcons, we always have not addressed the defensive tackle position right away. You know what I'm saying? I also do like boy from Bama, Christian Baymore. You know, if one of those guys are available in that area, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. We need to cause havoc up the middle, pressure up the middle. Tyler Davison is there. John Kaminsky, he probably play a little bit of D tackle, but I like him more on the edge side. Who knows? DJ Sanaa, I don't think he's coming back. I don't know what's going on with him. And yeah, Marlon Davidson.
Nobody.
We got Marlon Davidson. And Marlon Davidson really wants to play outside as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Dog. I mean, my man over here is Rich Kuiper Jr. Okay. Don't even subscribe to Mel Kiper. This is Rich Kuiper Jr. Giving you some gems.
Nah.
Vertical
Davidson, guys. Check him out. Check him out. Iowa defensive tackle.
Yo, I mean, I was kind of, leaning towards what Mike said with Cisco, but you said Christian Barmore. You think he'll be there at 35?
Man,
that's tough. But
that's tough, man. Like I don't
you
like
never
35.
Know,
I mean,
push back the way how with these quarterback situations, depending what we do, and let's not forget, this is a great receiver core class. This is a great receiver class, just like how it was last year. This receiver class is going to make a big impact on most teams. We don't necessarily need to address that as much, but why not? Just to bring up some guys being that we're talking about that, I'll love Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore out of Purdue. You got EJ Moore, even though you got the same last name. And another kid is Jalen Darnold. These guys are fast guys.
Man, this is Rich Kuiper.
Everybody. Dude, Jalen Darden. Let me tell you guys about something about Jalen Darden. Okay, I don't know if I would take him at 35. I think he might be there in day 3, but because I think his size will get him to slide. I think he's about 5'7". I mean, he's 5'7", 175. So he'll remind you a lot of Turbo. If anybody remembers, like when we had Turbo in the slot, he's going to remind you a lot of him. And he's about similar size. So Turbo was about like 5'8", so this guy's about 5'7". And I think he also plays special teams too, right, Rich?
Yeah, as well. Most of those guys that I just named, they have a little bit of background of special teams. We talk about punt returning, kick return. Being a specialist is on special teams plays a factor, and that's something that the Falcons really lack big time. Since probably Devin Hester, or we have
that was the last one. That was the last one,
but that wasn't really nothing though. We're talking about consistency, right? If you can do this day in and day out, you know what I'm saying? We need that. I'm not saying to get these guys in the second round at 35, but I'm just saying if they're available in the later rounds, those are guys you definitely have to snatch up on because they do feel like they are first round talent. They do feel like second round, they do feel like they're talent. So if you're picking them a little late, they're gonna have that grit to outwork the first round guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, because if we're talking special teams, that's one thing I swear every time when the special teams field is on field, I go use the bathroom because there ain't nothing to see there. Okay, they want to catch the ball and it's going to be like a false. It's going to be a fair catch or a dude's going to scramble, or maybe scramble for about 5 yards. That's it. That's
that's all. That's the whole. That's the whole game. Don't even get the whole club.
Shout out to Super Moon by Eric Weeks. Eric Weeks. Yo, I'm telling you right now, man, like we haven't had somebody back there that was literally explosive and you could actually flip the football field. I mean, God knows we need to get Matt Ryan. Yes, Matt Ryan does need help. Yes, our offense is explosive. Just imagine how explosive it could be if we could be at the other side of the 50 instead of always getting it at the 35 or the 25 or something like that. Or at least damn near by the end zone,
We
So
15-1 like the Carolina Panthers. You remember the Carolina Panthers, the 15 Carolina Panthers, the way they started the field at the 40, at their own 40? Imagine Matt Ryan and Julio Jones starting at their own 50 on a consistent basis. Man, come on, man. They wouldn't be. I don't think any team would be able to handle that. Them having a special team that was able to give them a starting position at the 40.
exactly.
I'm
Honestly,
just
like
thinking that.
I see a lot of people are also getting us to have I think Najee at 35, but I may even hold off. I know we're not doing it like in draft order, but I may hold off. If we can somehow be able to parlay to get Javonte Williams. Every time I watch this guy's tape, this guy like pops off the video. Like this dude is like he reminds me a lot of Eric Davis. I'm not Eric Davis, Mike Davis. Like the guy's a bowling ball and he's explosive. But if we're talking about gems, because Rich Kuiper Jr. over here is talking about gems and whatnot. I mean, Rich, what do you think about Kenneth Gainwell from Memphis?
Kenneth
Woo!
Gainwell.
That's my dude right there. Oh man,
Yes.
That kid,
oh, that's my dude.
he talking about finish and running hard. That's what this kid has. He really finish runs and he make you punish. He punishes you. He punishes you, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Not to even change the topic a little bit, but Javonte Williams, that's another guy I see similar traits between those two guys where they can make guys miss and they'll punish you as well on contact.
I'm telling you right now, like I think everybody got like a special girl that they like. Everybody got a type. I think Arthur Smith got a type. I think honestly, he got a type. And I think honestly, that Ito might be the odd man out, because if we do get a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, he might be the odd man out. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I didn't fall in love with Ito. Honestly, I don't like him in pass protection. I don't trust him in pass protection. I haven't trusted a Falcons running back in pass protection maybe until now. Until Mike Davis came. This is the last time I remember having somebody that's active where I feel that they can basically lay out a linebacker coming at Matt Ryan. But we do have a glaring hole at guard, honestly, and this is what I would do. I kind of like this kid, Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. Like this guy got some dog in him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they got him listed as an offensive guard. He can play tackle, but I got him listed. I mean, I would actually move Gano to right tackle, or I'll have like an open competition over there with him and Caleb McGarry. I would have an open competition over there, because I actually prefer Gano at the right tackle as opposed to like left guard. But yeah, I would put somebody there. If it's not Elijah Vera Tucker, I would try to get one of those guys off the Alabama offensive line. Maybe Alex Leatherwood. Because he can move in at the guard, or he can move at center. What you think?
Well, what I would say, I don't have time to play games with this O-line this year. I don't have time for this. Like we signed Matt going on the tender. I would love to see him play. Actually, I do want to see him at least start out. I believe he at least earned that right. To at least, he's been playing from multiple positions. Stepping up to the plate, and I love seeing that. Yeah, pretty much. That's all I really have to say on that aspect of it.
Going back to what Mike said about Cisco, yo, 13 picks. That's all I'm going to say before I let you go, Mike. 13 picks. If nobody knows about Cisco, you better get to know him, because that man had 13 picks in college, man. Oh, yeah, on a Syracuse defense. I think I played for that Syracuse defense. That man had 13 picks. Yo. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, let's just stop with our offensive line. Let's stop giving, without a running game, it's like you're not going to get the true identity of what an offensive line is. Like we don't know what Caleb McGarry is. We don't know what Chris Lindstrom is. We don't know what Jake Matthews is because these guys never played in a system where they were, it was a run first or they had to depend on the run. They never played in that since he's been here, Jake Matthews. So to say that, like, I want to throw Caleb McGarry out off right tackle, to say I want to, move Chris Lindstrom to left, to right, like, I think that's a bit rusty because we know that this damn former friend, all he wanted to do was throw the damn ball and run up the damn middle. That's it. Everybody knew that he was going to do. We were going to throw curl routes. We're going to throw slant routes. We're going to throw the ball deep to Calvary, and we're going to hand the ball off up the middle. Everybody in the whole league knows exactly what we're going to do. So to say that we know what we're getting from our offensive line, I think that's a bit far-fetched. We don't know what we're getting in Caleb. We don't know what we have in Caleb McGarry and Christian. We don't know what these guys can do together. So I'm going to, I wouldn't have Penny Sewell for that reason, because we probably have a monster in Chris Lindstrom. The tape that I've seen, this dude is vicious. He and Caleb McGarry together consistently on the right side of the ball, they are absolutely physical. They love to hit. They love to punch you. They love to fight. They love to scratch and claw. I've seen it. But without a running game, do we really know what these guys are? We haven't had a running game. We haven't had a Mike Davis. We haven't had any of that. We saw what Edo Smith did behind these guys. Edo Smith played well against them behind them towards the end of the season. We saw him playing well. So when it all comes down to it, man, I just think we should just really I think we should just halt on let's get rid of this, let's replace this guy. Let's see what they can do on the year one on other Smith and go from there. We don't know what we're getting from him.
And you said, it's funny that you said Sewell, because I think the only reason Rashawn Slater is not ranked higher is because Penei Sewell is breathing. That's it. If that was the case, I believe in any other draft.
I was just about to bring him up too. I was just about to bring up Rashawn Slater, man. I do like him a lot. I do like Rashawn Slater a lot. I see that he's a guy that can play tackle as well as you can put him inside at guard. You're talking about a weight room junkie here, and the guys that finishes runs all the way. And when you see that film against Chase Young, that says a lot. You see the technique, you see the fundamentals that Rashawn Slater has, and he's a day one starter if he comes in.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Mafi with the $5 super chat. He says this starting safety position, free safety, strong safety, is very interesting post draft, and free agency makes you wonder. That's true. I mean, it does make you wonder, but I think the way things are is, like, I really think that we're going. I mean, we're going to have to build through the draft. I have no earthly idea, like, how much cap room we got, but somehow we get in, like, these. I guess we get in, like, this bargain basement. Have you ever went into a sneaker store and you can't get the stuff that's on display, but you got to go into the box, and get the bargain basement Walmart brand type of sneakers? That's what we're getting right now. Like, I didn't know who the hell Brandon Copeland was. The only person I actually knew, honestly, was Jonathan Bullard. I knew about him in his time in Chicago, but I had no idea who the hell Brandon was. I had no idea who the hell he was. But no, if we're talking about four, if we're gonna, like, kind of, like, go back to what we was talking about at four, and if we don't want to go Pitts, let's talk about how Tennessee drafted Taylor Lewan, Jack Conklin, Ben Jones. They built the line. They got two dogs on the outside, and they built the line. That's what they did. and then they got King Henry to run rock in the back. So if they decided to go Panay Sewell, honestly, I like Rashawn Slater better than I like Sewell, honestly. And that's just going like apples to oranges. We just compare apples to oranges or whatever like that. But I like Sewell better than anything else. What you got, Rich?
Yeah, for the most part, you know, we can transition into so many different ways with this O line. Since the way how I look at it, since Andy Levitri, we haven't got nothing over there on that side. That's how I look at it. And when you talk about protecting Matt Ryan, he's actually been sacked a crazy number, at least 100 times within the past few seasons. More than a quarterback shouldn't be hitting the floor. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what we want. We need to protect Matt Ryan. We know he's going to be here next season. So that's something we need to protect. So we need to protect him.
I mean, after we restructured his contract, it's like he's going to be here next year and then more than likely the year after next. Because his cap hit is so freaking crazy. It's like, so this is why I'm saying, because I want to actually address something right now. Just because we don't take Fields or Lance, you know, or any one of these guys at 4 does not mean we're not taking a quarterback. You got to dig a little bit deeper. There are quarterbacks that you can groom in like day 2 or day 3 that you can get that's going to be ready basically in about 2 or 3 years to take over when it's time to transition from Matt Ryan. One of them, and some people that's a little off on this guy, some people is not. It's Kellen Mond. Okay? Another one is Davis Mills from Stanford. So you can get guys late in the draft, and then you could just groom him because you can't get a guy at 4, and then you're paying all that money for him to sit on the bench. You can't do that. If you draft somebody at 4, that's your starter. You draft anybody in the first round, that's your guaranteed starter. So it's like, what exactly are we talking about right now? If you're going to get Fields, then what are you going to do with Matt Ryan? Who's going to pick up that contract? You can't trade him. So you can't take a quarterback at that point. So like, let's not listen, just like we said in the beginning in our opening statements, you can't listen to ESPN and say, oh, well, you know, the Atlanta Falcons are taking a quarterback. Because you see how in a couple of weeks, you see how they went off of that, and now they got us taking picks on my draft. So this is what the problem right now is. Like, you can't listen to the talking heads, you know, like Mel Kiper or all the rest of these guys on CBS Sports and stuff like that. I mean, I ain't trying to fire off the shots, but yeah, I've been watching the mock draft, and they've been having us take Justin Fields for freaking what? Like for what?
That man out there in booty shorts up here running a damn out there in booty shorts running the damn what you call that, a rollout, throwing deep, and we supposed to salivate over that? Like, bro, it ain't no pressure. Try that when Ndamukong Suh and Grady Jarrett is coming and you holler at me. Hey, come on, get out of my face with that bullshit. Come on, bro. Like,
You see how they was drooling over, what was it, Zach Wilson from BYU or something like that, when he threw off the wrong foot, and it went like 60 yards. They salivated off of that. The entire pro day they didn't even talk about, but it was that particular throw that was like, you know what? The Jets need that guy.
What?
Like, they was like, yeah, you know what? The Jets need that guy. We gotta get that guy because he can throw off the wrong foot. Well, you know what? If you ain't got no line, he's gonna be throwing off the wrong goddamn foot all the time. You know, that's it. But it's like, let's be perfectly real. If you draft somebody at 4, that is your starter. You're gonna make room for him. You can't play 2 quarterbacks. This ain't the goddamn Arena League. Okay? You can't play 2 quarterbacks. Arthur Smith is a genius. You ain't that much of a genius to have 2 quarterbacks on the field. You can't do that. So anything, look to day 2 or look to day 3. Look a little bit deeper. Don't look at the Jordans. Don't look at the Adidas. Don't look at that stuff that's sitting, you know, on display. You're gonna look at bargain basement. That's exactly what we're gonna get. We're gonna groom somebody in the next 2 years to sit behind Matt Ryan, learn the system, learn what it takes to be a pro, and then when it's time for him to transition off, or we can move on from his from his contract, and then we're gonna transition these guys out. That's all. That's what's gonna happen. If I'm wrong, I will retract my statement. I ain't like Mel Kiper. I will do that. Okay?
Well, we got Mel Kiper Jr. We got Rich.
You Rich Kiper Jr. But if I happen to be wrong, I'm not gonna be like, oh boy, on TV. I ain't gonna be like that, and it's like staying tack on my. No, I'm not.
Nah, but it does surprise me just being that right now, the Falcons, Matt Ryan is the only quarterback on the roster right now. And typically you would expect that, us sitting at 4 and with this quarterback draft class, it is a good quarterback class. Let's not be mindful of that. Even though we realize it don't really make sense for us to do that, being that Matt Ryan is there, but it does help the Falcons in advantage if we was supposed to get one just to sit behind him. You know what I'm saying? If we get Kellen Mond or in the later round, or I'm just naming guys that can possibly just be at least a solid, QB2 for Matt Ryan to get him ready by the time he gets out of here. Which also makes you bring up Adam Schefter did confirm that the Falcons were in talks with the 49ers to move him back, to be moving back. So it is looking like that we are going to be getting out of 4, but that Terry Fontenot, he's showing that, I guess we don't need a quarterback. We probably address that in the later rounds, but not necessarily in the first round.
Yo, did y'all see at Mac Jones Pro Day? Did y'all see exactly what Kyle Shanahan looked like? Did y'all see his face? He was like, it would look like the Scooby-Doo front row. Like, he don't know what the hell to do at 3 right now. I think he went to Mac Jones Pro Day. No, I'm telling you right now, he went to Mac Jones Pro Day almost like, you know what? This is our guy. We've been listening to it. It's like, this is our guy. He's going to be our guy. And when he was missing all those throws on his pro day, my man was literally sitting like, oh shit, like it has to work out this year or I'm done. I guess it's like
Kyle Shanahan don't know talent. Let's be real. Kyle Shanahan does not know talent. That's not what he's good at, running plays. That's what he called plays. He's a play caller. He does not know talent. Why am I saying this? Because the motherfucker brought sorry ass receiver from Washington. He came in Leonard Hankerson.
Oh,
this motherfucker started over Roddy White. He had him starting over Roddy White. Come on, that man don't know crap about them. He don't know crap about talent. All right, that's why he's looking like that. So I wouldn't necessarily, me personally, I wouldn't let Kyle Shanahan get the talent that he needs as far as skill players are concerned. I think his talent is more so running backs. And I know that's a skill position, but running backs and offensive linemen. He doesn't know crap about quarterbacks because we've seen what he did to RG3. He pretty much ruined his career. We saw with the Cleveland, Brian Hoyer. He thought Brian Hoyer was the next thing great, the greatest thing to Jesus. Brian Hoyer and that failed. What to do with the other the quarterback, Jimmy, was it Jimmy? No. What's his name?
You talking about Jimmy G?
No, the drug head, the alcoholic. I forget his name right now. He playing in it. What you call it? The internet. Where they choose the league, where they choose the players for him. I forget his name. I'll get into it.
You talking about the fan run league or something like that?
Yeah, what's the damn quarterback? He. Oh my goodness, I'll get it, but that man knows crap. He does not know anything about. He does not know anything about players, man. When it comes down to talent, he calls the plays, and that's the reason why John Lynch is the one that's really calling the shots, man. He needs to stand in
Bobby
play.
Said Johnny Manziel.
Manziel. I was about to say Jimmy Man. I don't know why I was thinking Jimmy Man. They're probably the same person. They both suck anyway. So
Johnny Manziel, man. I thought I would never live the day if I hear that name again, man. Like they would tout him like like you said, as the next best thing coming out of college. Skip Bayless would say they're banging the desk. You gotta take him. I haven't heard him say stuff like that since Tim Tebow.
You gotta take him. He's a kid, man.
Yo, just like I said, bro. Like it's just I don't know, honestly. I don't know, but I think if we're gonna go through it, the Jaguars more than likely is taking Lawrence. Number two might be Lance, or Zach Wilson, from BYU for the
Mhm.
Jets. But then it could be also, it could be Chase if they really believe in Sam Darnold. They could take Lamar Chase to get him some weapons, And three, more than likely, it's probably going to be a quarterback, but they keep talking, they keep throwing up smoke signals like, yeah, Jimmy G's our guy. Anytime somebody comes out and says, you're my guy, you're not the guy. Like, you're about to get moved.
Right.
Like, that's it. Like, like he's about to be on his way back to probably New England. And then there we are at 4. And again, just like I said, like I like Sewell, I like Slater, but Mr. Pitts, I don't know, bro. Like I have to pull the trigger on BPA at that point. I think he's just the BPA that we
Yeah,
need,
man.
But but man, Mike, if we happen to trade back, and somebody decides to come up, and I'm not trading with Carolina. I'm sorry, they can go sit on their thumb.
Right.
No, I ain't trading with that. Like like dead ass. I'll be sitting there throwing up middle finger. Like, no, you ain't coming up to make your team better. But if Washington plans on coming up and says, like, you know what, they blow us away, my first pick will be like in the middle rounds. I would take J.C. Horn. What you think about JC, bro? Like, I think that dude's a dog. He reminds me a lot of Jalen Ramsey, man. Like, he reminds me a lot of that cat. And if we're going to be sending a lot of blitzes and multiple fronts and whatnot, we have to have 2 guys on the outside that's going to try to erase away. And AJ is already on his way. And if you pair him up with a decent corner, and then we can still get Cisco too. So we may not have a life-changing tight end, but we would have, Hayden Hurst that he could use in multiple fronts as well. I mean, he's no Kyle Pitts, but
We never seen
he put up numbers. Yes, yeah, he put up numbers last year, in that bullshit offense that we was running. So if we do not take Pitts, it's like, don't sit there and get ready to go down, to the Mercedes-Benz Dome and spit on it. It's like, look at what we got. If we happen to trade back and get J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain or somebody like that, is like, they're going to be sending heavy blitz packages because we're going to have 2 dogs on the outside and you're going to have an eraser on the back. Paired up with Eric Harris. What you think, Mike?
I'm not against it. Because I've seen Horn, and that dude, he's another one of those guys that he's always around the ball. He's just always around the ball. He's always making plays. And like I said, man, I think you can find guys that are technically sound. Like, you can get a guy like Bleedy Ray and let Bleedy just be that guy on the outside. Like, Bleedy is not going to make spectacular plays. He's not going to wow you, but he's going to make, like, he's technically sound. Like, that's what Bleedy, 3 freaking interceptions last year. 3-4 interceptions last year, and it led the team. And that's where I stand with that. Trade back, I would definitely do that. I would pull the trigger on that trade back with a JC Horn, because, like I said, man, I like playmakers. I don't really care about these sexy picks like a Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is just he's the better. I think he's the best player in this draft by far. I don't think it's even close. But I can't say no to JC Horn. Like I said, man, I've seen him. We need dogs on our team, and
he's a dog, bro. Like
I can't ignore it. Like, I can't ignore it. He's another one like Kyle Pitts. I just can't ignore it. So I can't say no. If that happens, it's like Terrell last year. I knew Terrell was a good corner, but did I know he was gonna draft him that high? No, I didn't. I'm with you, man.
So, I'm gonna say one thing, because shout out to Vosh Lombardi. I'm gonna send it to you real quick, Rich. But shout out to Vosh Lombardi. I've been watching a lot of his film breakdowns on draft prospects, and JC Horn is not a finished product. Vosh is great, yeah. Like, Vosh is definitely great. But I would like to say one thing though, like, everybody in this draft has pluses and minuses. It depends on how many how many pluses you actually get, how many boxes you check. And JC has one particular knock against him, and I think it's the fact that sometimes he gets a little handsy. And I don't want people to, when I say this, I don't want people to kind of refer to the Robert Alford, like book. Because when I say hands, it's like, yeah, sometimes he gets little penalties here and there, but that's his knock. But other than that, the dude ran like a 4.3, like a 4.38.
Yeah, it was a
So
high
the guy,
4.3. Mm-hmm.
a high 4.3, and he was pissed the fact that he only got 19 on a bench press. He was trying to get to 22, 25. Like the man's a freaking dog, and plus, like he comes from a dog of a man, and that's Joe Horn. That's Joe Horn's boy, and he was a dog when he played. Like, fuck what you heard. Like, yeah, I don't like New Orleans Saints either, but hey, JC is a dog, man. Like, JC is a dog. But I will also say this. Patrick Surtain has knots because he's a press corner just like his daddy. Look at Patrick Surtain. If he doesn't get you on a bump, he struggles a little bit. Like, Kyle Pitts hit him up, like he cooked him on a bunch of slants and sluggos and whatnot. But if Patrick Surtain can get you in, like get his hands on you, oh, you ain't going nowhere, bro. Like you on lock. You getting clamped.
Nah, those are two corners that I do like a lot, and I have both of those corners as my top two on my list, just far as defensive players who I would just want to see on the Falcons. And you could add Caleb Farley too. But
yeah,
JC Horn and Patrick Surtain, those guys are physical. They're real smooth in their pedal, and I like their transition, how they're able to track the ball and everything. JC Horn, he's very adaptable when he could play the nickel as well as outside field corner, boundary corner. Like I was able to see that in his game, and I liked it a lot.
You see how big that dude is? Like he's like what 6 feet 6'1", like 206. That could run like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the man's a dog, bro. Like
that dude, Queen is salivating on, but they ain't got no big, so he just have to settle.
I don't know if you guys heard this with JC Horn. He said in his interview, he said that he would love to press Julio Jones. Imagine if the Falcons taking him. He was like, man, I would love to go against JC Horn.
You can say that you get on the field and try to press that damn beast. Talking all that shit on the sideline. On the field and say that. We want to see it.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't understand. I don't understand one thing. Why does everybody want to come in here and press somebody that's not the best receiver in the league? Because every time I turn around, somebody's not talking about Julio Jones is not the best receiver in the league. It seemed like Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the league. All you gotta do is press him on that slant. Slant 13 is what we call him on this show. Anytime that you hear Michael Thomas or slant 13, that's who we talking about, Michael Thomas. The best receiver in the league right now has been Julio Jones. And honestly, I don't want to hear about, he had an off year last year. With a busted hamstring, the guy had over 700 yards and like 6 touchdowns? Or busted wheel? But let's not even talk about that. And guess what's going to happen when he gets a head coach that's offensively minded? What do you think he's going to happen when he gets an offensive-minded coach? And God forbid, if we do get Kyle Pitts and he actually gets like a legitimate breather in between plays or whatnot, a fresh Julio Jones? Don't stop.
I'll be honest. I do think even though Julio, he had a tweaked hamstring, typically a tweaked hamstring can roughly be 2 weeks to 4 weeks. He missed 9 games, whatever you want to say. But I truly believe this in my heart, that Julio Jones was healthy at some point, and he was like, bro, what is the point of playing right now? What is the point of really being on the field?
I think
the season was been over.
I think Rich McKay called that. It was like it was no need for him. They pretty much knew that they were going to fire Dave. It's like they pulled a pick. I don't think Julio did that to himself. I think Rich McKay, Arthur Blank called it, and it was like, look, why we're not gonna, he's it's not that we what at the time 0-5. It's like why throw him out there? We're not winning any games. I mean, we're not winning any games, so there's no need to bring him back. So I don't think the hamstring or his injuries were the case. Like if they thought Julio was done, I thought they had a prime time to get rid of him right now. Why? He has all guaranteed money. That means he's restructuring Julio is not going to do much for you. with a guaranteed contract. All he's doing is giving his money back. The Falcons are getting very little from restructuring Julio Jones. All right. So I don't think the injuries is a big problem as everybody letting out the beat.
When you when you 0-5, it's one time you're gonna hear this one time, and it's called time to evaluate. Okay, and that's why you can send in Calvin Ridley's ass out there and see if he's worth that fifth year pickup. Keep sending his ass out there, okay? Because he already did it. He's been there and done that for over a decade. Now it's like, okay, let's send dude out there and let's see if he's truly going to be the heir apparent. Let's see if we're going to basically try to lock up more money into this young kid and see if we're going to transition further into the future. When I go, when he leaves. Yeah, you keep sending him out there. Other than that, no, Julio, we got a nice present for you. We're going to hire a GM that's hungry, and we're going to hire an offensive-minded coordinator. You may not know who he is, but trust me, we got you. And we got a nice present coming in the draft. His name is Mr. Pitts. Because I'm telling you right now, Kyle Pitts is going to look good number 84 in that red and black. He's going to look real good in number 84, man. I'm telling you right now. I haven't seen 84 look that good since Roddy White. And honestly, let me tell you something, Mike. Because you remember how I told you before how I said I feel about we don't do good by our by our guys that paved the way, like our legends. Why is number 84 not in the Ring of Honor? Because I'm gonna feel away because I felt the way when Todd Gurley wore number 21. I felt the way about that. I felt when Desmond Trufant wore number 21. I didn't like that. And if Kyle Pitts decided to wear number 84, I'm not going to like that, so.
We'll see. At the end of the day, the number don't make the player, man. The player got to make the number.
Player got to make the number. But, I mean, if you out there, Roddy, if you're listening, we would love to have you on the show. I want to hear what you got to say about that. You ain't got no ties with nobody. You ain't in the Ring of Honor or nothing like that. But I just feel a certain way when they wear a certain number, I'm shouting out Roddy, man. If anybody know Roddy Twitter, come on the show, man. We got people that talk, just facts. No bullshit, no lies, just facts. That's what we do here on AFN. By the way, like, share, and subscribe. This ran a little over. It's about an hour and 7. I want to thank y'all for having us in your living rooms, on your cell phones or whatever, taking time out of your busy day. I stand corrected. ATM 345 said Roddy got inducted to the Ring of Honor 2 years ago. 2 years too damn late. He should have been there before. The way they treated him. But I digress. But I would like to say is I appreciate you guys from Mad Mike starting where he was, coming from. Like I said, when I said in the beginning, it started off as a thought turned to a dream turned to a grind turned to work, and work turned into 1,000 subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber right now, this is how we are on the show. We're high energy, we joke, we laugh, we give insight, but we're not tied to anybody. Ain't nobody paying us right now. It's just we're just a couple of fans that came together that just wanted to just talk. If you're a guy, that's how we like that barbershop talk. This is basically barbershop talk on YouTube.
Yes,
and that's how we do. We're going to give a whole bunch of insight and facts because that's how we do. There's a lot of people out there, content creators, that like to, talk bad about their fans, that like to sit there and poke fun if you have a different opinion than them. If you can come with facts, I'm going to respect it. You come with numbers, I'm going to respect it. But if you just come with I'm a Matt Ryan hater, Matt Ryan needs to leave, or Justin Fields need to do this, or you need to do that. If you give me legit numbers, I can disagree with you, but we can agree to disagree. All right. So having said that, I want to thank every last one of you that have been on the grind through the Red Clay Sports Morning Show with the heavy hitters, with Miss Maggie, subscribe to her as well, with the Lust Exchange and everything that Mad Mike has created. That's why he is the mad scientist. And he took a flyer on 2 guys from New York, myself, Magnus, as well as Big Rich from Brooklyn. He took a flyer on 2 guys from New York because yes, we have Atlanta Falcons fans everywhere. This is why we say we are the nation. We're not saying we are the state. We are the nation. We are everywhere. We are many. It's just the fact that we've been bad for so long. We've been in hiding. Okay, so again, I want to say, thank you for all you guys being, respectful and coming in here and just like taking time and just like hearing a bunch of guys talk, guys and gals talk. And if you ever guys ever want to come on and chop it up with us, you're more than welcome. But you better bring the energy and you got to bring facts. That is the only thing you have to do. That's the only thing you have to do. All right. We will do it. Yeah. We don't care because that's how I started. That's how I started. Like, they decided to take a chance on me. I came on. I came with the book. I came with the book of facts. And now here I am. If you could do the same exact thing. So, again, like I said, I want to appreciate you guys for the 1,000 subscribers. Subscribe to Atlanta Falcons Nation. Just K Styles, Jew Talk Sports, all of us. That's it. What you got, Mad Mike?
Man, damn, I'm not the best talker anymore. Shit. I'm really in my feelings about that. My boy, man, got a little bit of competition. Damn, man. I see why y'all the big. I see why New York is the capital, the rap capital, the hip hop capital of the world, man. Y'all, man, all y'all got that lip service, bro. I'll say this, man. I'll say this, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Look, man, like I said before, I come from the dirt, man. I come from the dirt, grimy. I like getting dirty. I like talking dirty. I'm a dirty ass. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. Me and Maggie, our face almost turned upside down when I
monetize. Hold on.
Thank you.
PG.
Don't lose them now, bro. Don't lose them.
No, man, but I love, man. Look, I'll just say this, and I'll keep it like this. They looked at us as some people who weren't educated, people who didn't talk a certain way because we're from, New York. A lot of people don't like the way New Yorkers talk. A lot of people don't like the way, us Southerners talk. They look down on us because we don't, present ourselves in a quote unquote professional manner. And I always say this: professional is all in the perception of the fans. The fans like you, whether you speak well, or you're just a country ass boy from Georgia, or you a New Yorker. I mean, it's all about the fans. If you can't really like get in the hearts of your fans, if you can't connect to your fans, you're absolutely nothing. I don't give a damn if you got a Harvard degree. I don't give a damn if you didn't graduate. If you cannot commit to the fans and do what the fans want, it doesn't matter. So all you guys, you girls, if you don't have a college degree, if you think you have what it takes to be on the Atlanta Falcons Nation, we don't care about any of that shit. As long as you have the talent and you bring the stats and the facts and the truth, you can be a part of Atlanta Falcons Nation. So with that being said, Miss Maggie, or Rich Dollars.
I'll let Rich go, then I'll finish it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Most importantly, for the fans, we would not be here without you guys. We do appreciate everything that you guys do. Keep sharing the content out. Also follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. We getting everybody going. Mr. Magnus mainly covered most of my end on what I wanted to say, but love is love. That's what we do here. Love is love. Love could go a mile away. Obviously, you can see from New York City all the way to Atlanta, as well as in the comments. We have everybody all over the world. Different teams, different sports. Let's just talk football at the end of the day, and we're fans. We have that in common. So that's about it. Thank you guys.
Okay. Well, I'm jumping on, and I was in the background being the producer mode. I appreciate. You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to the fans that stuck through our audio issues, because it was a couple of things going on, so I had to get that in check. So, you know, Mama had to come clean house a little bit, but I appreciate the fans that just stick it through us through, you know, because we're not perfect up here. You know, it's just a group of guys, a lady that come on here and give you the content each and every day. So they ain't gonna always be flawless each and every time. But I appreciate the fans that sit tight and hang in there and say, you know, it's okay. Because guess what? We enjoy the content you give us. So it's you is the reason why we're here. So with that being said, we definitely want to go ahead and start doing some giveaways. And I'm thinking we might do it for draft night for getting us here, you know, to 1K. So we're definitely talking about doing some giveaways. But guess what? The kicker is you need to be following us on every social media platform, Instagram, Twitter as well. Atlanta Falcons Nation. You got to look for the same logo that you've been seeing. You know, I can start putting the links in the chat for you guys. I'll put it on the description and everything. But please, you know, it wasn't me eating chips, Millie Mills. No, it wasn't. I ain't smoked yet, so no, I'm not eating chips. All right.
Munchies didn't kick in yet.
Thank you. But that's what I'm saying. I love our fans. I really do. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. But yeah, I need you guys, if you get to be a part of this to qualify, you have to be subscribed to Atlanta Falcons Nation, not Matt Mike Sports, as well as Atlanta Falcons Nation on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, it's a group, so you know you can join that group. I'm not worried about that too much, but
screenshot. You gotta screenshot us on either one of those platforms to be eligible to get those get the giveaway. Man, my damn tongue tied.
Congratulations, y'all. Y'all done broke Mad Mike. Y'all done broke him.
Broke the record.
That's all, folks.
Y'all done broke him, man. Y'all broke him.
And most likely we will be back again tomorrow for Friday Night Madness. So whoever want to join and kick it with us, it'll probably be about 8:00 tomorrow. So, did we talk about this London game and stuff like that? Everybody excited about that? Did we get into that?
No, because I gotta wake up 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning to get ready for the show for y'all. I don't want to wake up that damn early.
You know what? I loved it because last time I was drinking mimosas and everything when they went to London. So, you know, we're gonna get up with, you know, I'm gonna get up and we're gonna have a show because of that. So,
my body's just used to time. It's gonna be. It was so weird last time we went overseas. I just got to get back used to it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see you guys talking about like, oh, we're gonna do what on draft night. I hear that a lot. I've seen a lot in the comments. Y'all want to see me start throwing stuff around? Y'all want to see me start throwing stuff around the room? Look, I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. Rich has a hole in his apartment because of what this team did. He punched a hole in the wall. What do you think he's gonna do on draft night, man?
Oh my God!
You get that man drinking. You get that man drinking, and we take. Yo, God forbid, if he start drinking and y'all take Justin Fields at number 4.
That's why everybody need to be here. I'm gonna have my plane ticket ready. So it's like, you know what? Let me go get Rich. Lord have mercy.
I will personally burn. I'm telling you, man. I will fly down to Atlanta the next day. I'm telling you, I'm not playing. Take Fields at number 4. I ain't playing, man.
Boom. Oh man!
All you gonna see is Rich camera gone. Like, oh no, what happened?
That's right.
Just to clear that up, that was followed by the Lions game, and it was a slam. I didn't punch the wall; I slammed the wall. You know, just stuff just happened. You know,
he just big old cop diesel. That's what it was. Big cop diesel. You broke the wall. Just slamming. Whatever. But on that note, people, let's go ahead and bounce up out of here. We appreciate everybody and your patience and everything. And I will see you probably tomorrow. I'm probably going to get on this news report on my channel and put some news updates up too. So, holla at y'all later. Peace.
answer
Be
all
safe.
types of questions. Just to answer that.
Mm-hmm.